Hey guys, it's Sarah and I'm here with my Bout of Books 12.0 Biannual Bibliothon and hashtag Yearathon wrap-ups. So these readathons basically ran at the same time. The Biannual Bibliothon started a day before the other two and ended a day before the other two. So I'm just going to talk about the books I read in that whole time span because breaking it up would be just pointless. Anyway, okay. The first book I read for these readathons was My True Love Gave to Me, which is 12 holiday stories written by 12 best-selling young adult authors, and it was edited by Stephanie Perkins. I loved this. I thought they were mostly adorable. I loved them. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Then, after finishing My True Love Gave to Me, since the hashtag Yearathon theme for this month was standalones, I decided to pick up The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I'd never read this book before. A lot of people read it in high school, but my classes never did for some reason, and I'd always wanted to know what it was about. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first big chunk of it, and it's a really small book. So it's told from the perspective of Nick Carraway, who moves into this house in East Egg or West Egg, I don't remember which one, in New York, and basically it follows his neighbors and him in like this high society in New York. I really liked the characters. I really liked when they had dialogue, but the descriptions and everything else I felt kind of boring. But it did definitely pick up in the last like 70 pages or so. So I give this one 3 out of 5 stars. After I finished The Great Gatsby, I wanted to read something short again, so I picked up The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin. This is a children's book. I think either that or like middle grade book. I don't really know how to explain this like succinctly, so basically this man, Mr. Westing, who owns this huge company in the town, has disappeared for about 15 or so years, and then all of a sudden one day all these people see smoke coming out of his chimney, and meanwhile there's a new apartment building where people are moving into. And basically these 16 people who have moved into this apartment complex have been listed as possible benefactors to his $200 million estate, and he set up a game to figure out who has killed him. They get all these different clues and basically have to figure out who his murderer is. I really like this. I gave it, I believe, 4 stars, 4 or 5. The only thing I didn't like about it was the way Ellen Raskin referred to the disabled character and a couple of people who were injured, which was a recurring theme because one of the characters likes to kick people in the shins for playing with her hair. So throughout the book, that was really pretty much the only thing I didn't like about it. I thought this was a nice, quick, fun read. And then finally, the last book I picked up was Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I've again always wanted to read this, but I never have. I am not very far into it, as you can tell. I only got about 126 pages into this during the readathon, and since then haven't really read much more, maybe 20 more pages of it. Really enjoying it though. I love Jane, I love all the different characters. If it was anybody else writing it, I'd probably think it was really boring because it is kind of not dragged out, but the story just has taken a while to get to the part that I kind of know about. But other than that, I just really love this book, and it's going to be one of my favorites throughout the year, but I'm going to take my time reading it because I just want to absorb it all. I also almost forgot to mention that I started Say What You Will by Cami McGovern, and I was really excited for this because of the content. It's about a girl named Amy who has cerebral palsy, and she's always had a aide who is an adult at school, but for her senior year she wants to learn how to make some friends before she goes off to college, so she asked her mom if they can hire students to help her during the day. What's the word? Not exclusively, but she personally wants him to help her. His name is Matt, and as far as I can tell, that's who the narrator of the story is. I had to stop this about chapter 5 because it pissed me off so much. It started out really well, talking about how, Amy's no different than anybody else, and the teacher has made her out to be more of a freak than she actually is, and she's really not a freak. And then basically Matt told her she needed to change everything about herself to make friends, and I was just like, I didn't like that, and it just put a really bad taste in my mouth, so I had to put this down. I read about 35 pages of this and had to say bye. So I don't know if I'm going to pick it up again. A lot of people seem to really like this, but I just was not a fan. That was it for my wrap up. I read 3 total and 1 partial book for this readathon, and if you did any of these, let me know what you read down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.